My beloved child, before you do anything else, take a deep breath. Put your phone down for just a moment. Let the noise of the world fade into silence. This message is not for the distracted. It's not for the hurried. It's for the one who's been quietly asking, God, are you still there? Yes, He is. And this message is for you. If you've ever felt unseen, unheard, overwhelmed, or quietly desperate for peace, then stay. Because what you're about to hear is not just a message, it is a calling. A whisper from heaven that might just change the direction of your life. My beloved child, this is the moment your heart has been longing for. This video is not about religion. It's not about sermons. It's about a father's voice, gentle, loving, persistent, reaching through every chaos to hold your heart steady. So like this video, and leave a comment about what you've learned by the end. Watch until the final second, because in the end, I will share life-changing lessons from Jesus Himself. Yes, your life can change, if you open your heart and practice the words He speaks. Now breathe, and listen. He's calling you by name. My beloved child, do you know why I asked you to stop everything and be still? Because you've been surviving. You've been running on empty, smiling through pain, performing strength when inside you feel fragile. But I have not forgotten you. I've seen every tear you wiped away before anyone noticed. I've heard every prayer whispered in the dark, and I have never turned away. You think I'm far, but I have always been near. I walked beside you when you were too tired to walk on your own. I carried you through battles you thought would break you. The silence you feared was never abandonment, it was the stillness of my hand working behind the scenes. This is where I want to begin today, not in judgment, not in guilt, but in truth and tenderness. Because I know what the world has told you, that you're too much or not enough. That your past disqualifies you. That your struggles are signs of failure. But I, your Creator, call you beloved. And no voice will ever override mine, unless you let it. Let me speak to you about storms. Not the kind that rage in the skies, but the ones that rise in your heart at 2 a.m. The ones that whisper, you're alone. You're lost. No one cares. But beloved, even the winds and the waves obey me. I command the chaos, and it bows. So do not be afraid of the storm. Instead, invite me into the boat. I will not calm the waves before I calm you. I always begin with the heart. And you, child of mine, are worth calming. Let's talk about the weight you carry. The shame. The unforgiveness. The questions without answers. I never asked you to carry it alone. In fact, I never designed you to carry it at all. There is a reason my Son said, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." He didn't say, "I'll solve it all immediately." He said, "I'll give you rest." That means even in unanswered prayers, even in broken places, you can breathe again. And now, let's step into something deeper. You may not realize this, but every wilderness you've walked through, every valley of shadows, has been a sacred place where I was molding you. Just as I led Moses through the desert, not to punish him, but to prepare him, I have led you through dry lands to teach you how to thirst for me alone. Do you remember the story of Jesus asleep in the boat during the storm? His disciples panicked while he slept. But he wasn't absent. He wasn't careless. He was at peace. Why? Because he knew who controlled the storm. And now I ask you, do you trust me like that? Trust, my child, is not the absence of fear. It is choosing me in the middle of fear. Faith is not about never doubting. It's about returning to me when you do. And you have. Even if you feel distant. Even if prayer feels dry. Even if you've wandered far, I'm still here. So what do I want from you? Just your heart. Not your perfection. Not your performance. Just you. Come to me tired. Come to me angry. Come to me empty. But come. Because when you do, I can fill you. Let me tell you something sacred, you are not behind. You are not late. You are right on time for what I'm preparing in your life. The enemy would have you believe that too much has been lost. That you've wasted too much time. That your past disqualifies your future. But I am not limited by time. I redeem time. I restore years the locusts have eaten. I breathe life into dry bones. I rewrite endings. And I am writing yours. Right now, heaven is not silent. Heaven is speaking. And you are being called, not to perform, but to belong. Beloved, can I tell you something else? You are chosen. Not by accident. Not as a backup plan. But on purpose. Before you were formed in your mother's womb, I knew your name. Before the foundations of the earth, I saw your story. And I declared, this one is mine. This is why I've let some doors close, because they were not for you. This is why some people left, because their chapter was complete. This is why it hurt, because growth always costs something. But none of it was in vain. Not one tear. Not one night of anguish. Not one silent prayer. I've collected them all. Now, listen closely. I want to awaken something in you. Not hype. Not emotion. But hope. Hope that even if the night has been long, the morning will come. Hope that even if you've fallen, you can rise. Hope that even now, in this moment, you are seen by the God of heaven and earth, and loved without condition. Yes, loved without condition. Child, I know your flaws. I know the things you hide. And still, I love you. Because love like mine is not earned. It is given. Freely. Fully. Forever. Do not fear the fire. For I am refining you, not destroying you. Do not fear the silence. For I am teaching you to hear my whisper. Do not fear the waiting. For in the stillness, I plant seeds that will one day bloom with glory. So stand tall, even if your knees shake. Speak truth, even if your voice trembles. And when you don't know what to do next, just say my name. Jesus. In that name, there is power. In that name, chains break. In that name, you are home. You were made for more than survival. You were made for abundance. Not in possessions, but in peace. Not in status, but in surrender. Not in being seen, but in being known. My child, I am here. And I am not leaving. Let me teach you how to love again. Let me show you how to forgive. Let me remind you that every breath you take is evidence that your purpose is not finished. You are not too broken. You are not too late. You are not too far gone. You are mine. And I'm just getting started. You've heard the phrase, be still and know that I am God, but what does it truly mean to be still in a world that never stops shouting? Stillness is not the absence of activity, it is the presence of trust. It is choosing, in the middle of noise, to tune your soul to the gentle rhythm of my voice. It's the decision to stop striving for answers and simply surrender to my presence. And I know, surrender sounds frightening when your heart has been let down before. When people have walked away. When prayers seem to hang unanswered in the heavens. But I am not like them. My promises are not built on emotion or changing circumstances. They are anchored in eternity. My child, if you've ever wondered why some prayers seem delayed, it's not because I've ignored you. It's because I'm more interested in shaping your character than offering you convenience. I am a father who sees beyond the surface. I look beyond your want and focus on what your soul truly needs. And sometimes, the greatest mercy I can give is to say, not yet, because I see the weight behind your wish, and I know you're not meant to carry it alone. Let me talk to you about identity. The world has tried to rename you. It's called you by your failures, your weaknesses, your regrets. But I, the Lord your God, call you redeemed. I call you beloved. I call you chosen. Do you know what it means to be chosen? It means you were seen when no one else noticed you. It means you were picked, not because of your perfection, but because of my purpose. Before you ever believed in me, I believed in you. When you hated yourself, I loved you. When you gave up, I held on. I am not waiting for you to prove your worth, I'm waiting for you to receive your worth. You are not what happened to you. You are not your darkest thought. You are not your worst moment. You are mine. And that is enough. Let's talk about pain, not to dwell on it, but to understand it. Pain has a voice, and it often screams the loudest in silence. It tells you you've been abandoned. It convinces you nothing will change. But pain, when placed in my hands, becomes sacred. It becomes the soil where purpose grows. The scars you hide, I see as stories of survival. The cracks you try to conceal, I fill them with light. Your weakness is not your disqualification, it is your doorway to encounter my strength. In the wilderness, when Jesus was tempted, he did not conquer the enemy with effort, but with truth. That same truth is available to you now. Not as a theory, but as a weapon. When the enemy whispers, "You are alone," speak the truth, "My God will never forsake me." When he says, "You've failed too many times," declare, "His mercies are new every morning." When shame grips you, remember, there is now no condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus. My child, so many chase applause but ignore alignment. They perform faith publicly but neglect intimacy privately. Yet the miracles happen not in stages, but in secret places. Do you want to see me move in your life? Then come into the quiet. Close the door. Put the phone away. Open the Word. Sit with me. Not because you have to, but because your soul was made for this. I don't want your religion. I want your heart. I want your honesty. I want your doubts, your fears, your dreams. I want your "Why God" moments just as much as your "Thank you" prayers. Because I am not afraid of your honesty, I dwell in it. And I bless it. There are things I've placed inside you, gifts, callings, seeds of destiny, that the enemy has tried to bury with fear. But fear is a liar. It always speaks in limitation. You can't. You won't. You're not enough. But my spirit in you declares the opposite. You are strong. You are called. You are equipped. If you could see yourself through my eyes, you would never again question your worth. You would walk with boldness. You would speak with love. You would pray with authority. So ask me to show you how I see you, and then, dare to believe it. You were made for such a time as this. Some of you feel forgotten, like you've been in a waiting room while others are stepping into blessings. But child, I don't work in competition, I work in preparation. What I am building in you requires deep roots. The tree that grows slow, grows strong. The promise I've given you isn't dead, it's maturing. And when the time is right, it will bloom in a way that no man can take credit for. You will look back and realize, I was never delayed. I was being refined. You were not overlooked, you were hidden, for your protection. Because what I release in your life must match what I've built in your character. And I build with precision. Every setback has been part of my setup. Every disappointment, a divine redirection. You can trust me, even when it doesn't make sense. Let me whisper something sacred, you are not a mistake. I didn't forget to give you what others have. I didn't shortchange you. I designed you with intention, your temperament, your timing, your tenderness. Even your tears are accounted for. Not one has fallen without my notice. I collect them, not because I enjoy your pain, but because every tear is proof that your heart still hopes. And where there is hope, there is still holy ground. Even now, I'm watering that hope. I'm breathing over dry bones. I'm speaking life into dreams you gave up on. And I will finish what I started in you. Stay close. Draw near. Let the world fade. I have more to say. And still, my beloved child, I wait for you, not with impatience, not with a scolding spirit, but with open arms that have never grown weary of welcoming you home. Because your heart was made to rest in me. Every attempt to find peace apart from me will only leave you thirstier. The world will offer momentary comfort but never eternal assurance. It will praise you one day and forget you the next. But I, your Father, am not like the world. I do not withdraw my love when you falter. I do not measure your worth by your accomplishments. I see the hidden battles you fight, the silent sacrifices you make, the kindness you extend when no one is watching. And I honor them all. I honor you. Child, let's talk about forgiveness. Not just the forgiveness I offer to you, which is endless, complete, and bought with blood, but the forgiveness I ask you to extend to others. I know it hurts. I know they wounded you in ways that words can't fully express. But forgiveness is not forgetting. It's not pretending the pain didn't happen. It is releasing the grip that pain has on your future. When you forgive, you don't let them off the hook, you place them in my hands. And I am a just God. I will deal with every injustice in due time. But your heart? It was not created to carry bitterness. It was created to carry my peace. And that peace can't dwell in a soul chained by resentment. So forgive, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve freedom. Do not think I am unaware of the heaviness you carry. You wear a brave face, but I see the trembling underneath. The questions you don't dare say aloud. Will I ever feel whole again? Will the promises ever come to pass? Am I strong enough for this journey? And to every question, I answer with the same truth. My grace is sufficient for you. Not just barely enough. Not conditional or occasional. But overflowing, ever-present, and designed exactly for what you face right now. Grace doesn't mean the road will be easy. It means you will never walk it alone. My spirit in you will strengthen you when your own strength runs dry. And it's okay to admit you're tired. I never asked you to pretend. Come to me raw. Come to me real. Come to me as you are. I am not looking for a polished version of you. I am seeking the heart that dares to return, even when it's bleeding. Let me remind you again of the story I've been writing with your life. It's not a tragedy. It's not a tale of almosts and regrets. It is a testimony in progress, a narrative where redemption takes center stage. The plot twists you didn't expect. I will use them. The chapters you wish you could erase. I will redeem them. The pain you thought disqualified you. It becomes the ink I use to write compassion into your soul. There is no wasted line in the story I'm unfolding. And yes, even your waiting serves a purpose. Because while you wait, I work. I build. I prepare. I soften hearts. I open doors. I align circumstances. And in the meantime, I shape you into the kind of person who can carry the blessing without letting it crush your spirit. I know how deeply you long to be seen. To be understood. To feel that someone truly knows you, beyond the smile, beyond the persona. And I do. I know you more intimately than you know yourself. I understand your motives when others misunderstand your actions. I see the desire to do good, even when you fall short. I know the fears you hide, the dreams you suppress, the love you're afraid to give because you've been hurt before. And still, I say, you are mine. I delight in you, not for what you do, but for who you are. Not because you earn it, but because I made you. Every detail of you was crafted with care, your laugh, your tears, your voice, your story. I see beauty where you see brokenness. I see potential where you see failure. I see a vessel of light where you only see cracks. So let those cracks remain. Do not be ashamed of them. For it is through the broken places that my glory shines the brightest. The world applauds perfection, but I pour my presence into surrender. The ones who admit their need for me, those are the ones I raise up. So let the world think you're weak. I will show them the power of a heart that leans on me. Your story is not over. Your best days are not behind you. I am the God who makes all things new, not just once, but again and again. And beloved, I want you to rest, not just physically, but deeply, spiritually. This world is obsessed with hustle, with performance, with proving. But I offer a different way. Rest in my love. Rest in the knowledge that you don't have to earn my approval, it's already yours. Rest in the truth that even when everything seems uncertain, my promises remain unshaken. I do not change like shifting shadows. I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. When your emotions rise and fall, I stay steady. When your faith feels weak, my faithfulness remains strong. When your future feels unclear, I am already there. You are walking into a season of awakening. Yes, it may still look dark. Yes, the winds may howl. But something is stirring beneath the surface. New life. New hope. New direction. I'm not reviving your old life, I'm resurrecting something entirely new. That's what I do. I take what's been lost, what's been buried, what's been left for dead, and I breathe life into it. I am not intimidated by what's broken. I do my best work in the ruins. I raise beauty from ashes. I turn mourning into dancing. And I'm doing it in you. Keep walking. Even if the path feels uncertain. Even if your steps feel small. Faith is not proven in leaps, it's proven in the willingness to keep moving forward when everything inside says give up. And you, child, have kept going. That matters. That counts. I see every step, every tear, every whispered prayer, every choice to hope again. And I celebrate you for it. Heaven celebrates you for it. So walk with your head held high, not in pride, but in confidence. You are not walking alone. You are walking with me. And though the journey has stretched long and weary, my child, not a single moment has been wasted. The road you've walked, with its turns and detours, was never meant to defeat you but to deepen you. You've passed through seasons that felt like endings, but they were not death, they were transformation. Like a seed buried beneath the soil, unseen and silent, but in truth preparing for resurrection. That's what I've been doing within you. Cultivating resilience. Teaching you to trust in the dark. Showing you how to hear my voice not only in miracles, but in the quiet, daily faithfulness. Because while the world glorifies instant results, I am building in you something that lasts. I know how tempting it is to look at others and wonder why their path seems smoother, why their answers seem quicker, why their victories seem louder. But child, comparison is a thief of peace. What I have written for you cannot be measured by the timeline of another. Their calling is not your calling. Their grace is not your grace. And their road is not yours to walk. I have not forgotten you, I am preparing you. And what is being prepared in secret will one day be revealed in power. But not before you're ready to carry it with humility and compassion. You see, I am not only concerned with where you're going, I am deeply invested in who you are becoming. Because blessings without character destroy. But when your soul is anchored in me, nothing the world gives or takes can shake you. That's why I've taken my time with you. That's why some doors stayed shut. That's why some dreams took longer to unfold. Because the work I am doing in you is not surface level, it is foundational. I am not building a temporary platform. I am shaping an eternal witness. And you, my beloved, are part of something far greater than what you see. Let me speak to the weariness you carry. I see how tired your soul feels. I see the way you keep showing up, even when the fire inside you seems faint. I see the strength it takes just to believe again, to pray again, to hope again. And I want you to know, your faith, even when it feels small, moves my heart deeply. Because I am not looking for the loudest voice or the biggest performance. I am looking for the one who, in the middle of the storm, still whispers, "Jesus, I trust you." That trust, quiet, trembling, persistent, is holy ground. It's in those moments, when you have every reason to give up but choose me instead, that heaven draws close. You may not feel the shift immediately, but make no mistake, something powerful happens when faith rises in the midst of pain. Let me tell you something about healing. It's not always instant. Sometimes, it's a process. Sometimes, it unfolds in layers, like a wound gently cleaned day by day. And yes, there are moments when my power breaks through like lightning, restoring, reviving, renewing in an instant. But often, I choose the gentle way, the slow miracle. Not because I lack power, but because I'm more interested in intimacy than performance. I want to walk with you through every step. I want to be with you in the morning tears, in the quiet car rides, in the journal pages you write but never show. Because I am not just the God of mountaintops. I am the God of long nights and unanswered questions. And I do not waste your sorrow. Your story is sacred to me. Even the chapters you don't talk about. Even the ones you wish you could erase. I see it all. I hold it all. And I use it all. Nothing is beyond redemption, not the failure, not the betrayal, not even the choices you regret most. My mercy is not fragile. It does not hesitate. It does not run away when things get messy. It enters the mess. It sits in it with you. It holds your hand and says, "We're not done yet." That's the kind of God I am. That's the kind of love I give. Do not let the world harden your heart. Stay tender. Stay open. I know it hurts sometimes to feel deeply, to love deeply, to forgive again and again. But that is what sets you apart. That is where my spirit lives, within a heart that refuses to grow cold. You were never meant to fit into a world built on pride and self-preservation. You were made to reflect me. And I am love. Radical, inconvenient, breathtaking love. So yes, you will be misunderstood. Yes, some will take your kindness for weakness. But child, don't change who I made you to be just to be more comfortable to the world. I didn't place my light in you to hide it. I placed it in you to shine. And that light, your light, is needed more than ever. The world is starving for realness. For gentleness. For truth spoken in love. And you, even in your brokenness, carry that light. Even when you feel unqualified, I have already qualified you. Even when you feel unsure, my spirit will guide you. You don't need a title to make a difference. You don't need a stage to impact lives. You simply need to show up, filled with me. A kind word. A listening ear. A silent prayer. These are holy acts in my kingdom. These are how revival begins, not always in crowds, but in one surrendered heart at a time. You may not see it now, but you are part of something eternal. What you do in faith, in secret, in surrender, it echoes in heaven. It moves things in the spiritual realm. So don't stop now. Don't retreat when things get hard. Don't give up when you're on the verge of breakthrough. I know you're tired. But strength is coming. Help is coming. Clarity is coming. You may not know the next step, but take the one you do know. Come to me. Bring me your questions. Your hopes. Your fears. I will not turn you away. Stay with me. Stay soft. Stay expectant. There is more to come. And even now, as you listen with a heart that is aching for clarity, I want you to know this: I see how long you've waited. I see how deeply you've longed for answers, for breakthrough, for peace that lasts more than a fleeting moment. And I need you to understand that delay is not denial. There are things I'm protecting you from. Things you can't yet see, battles you didn't even know were forming around you, but I have already gone ahead of you. I've sent angels to guard your path, shield your steps, and hold back what was meant to harm you. What looks like silence is often my hand at work in the invisible. You may feel like you're standing still, but spiritually, I've been moving mountains out of your way. Trust in what you cannot yet perceive. That is where faith is formed. My beloved child, you've tried to be strong for so long. You've held it all together for everyone else. You've worn the armor of resilience, but I see the wear underneath. I never asked you to be invincible. I only asked you to be with me. You don't have to hold your world up by yourself. You were never designed to carry the weight of every outcome, every fear, every what if. Let me carry it with you. Let me hold the pieces that feel too fragile to touch. You don't have to pretend with me. You don't have to explain yourself. I understand the words you don't know how to say. I interpret the language of your tears. And when your prayers run out of words, your silence still reaches my heart. There is a gentle strength I want to grow in you. Not the strength of performance, but the strength of surrender. It's not the loudest voice in the room that carries power, it's the voice that knows when to whisper my name in the middle of the storm. Surrender is not giving up, it's giving over. It's saying, God, I don't know how, but I know you do. It's releasing control not out of fear, but out of confidence in my faithfulness. And you've already tasted that faithfulness, think back. Remember the moments you thought you wouldn't make it through. Remember the nights you thought would break you. But you're here. Breathing. Hoping. Listening. That is evidence of my grace. Let me remind you of something eternal, I have not changed. I am not like man. I do not grow weary of you. I do not love you less on your worst day. My love is not a mood, it's a covenant. It doesn't fluctuate with your feelings or your failures. My love remains. Constant. Fierce. Tender. And powerful enough to reach you no matter how far you feel you've drifted. You can never outrun my mercy. You can never outsin my grace. When I said, it is finished, I meant every shame, every wound, every chain that ever tried to bind you. Freedom wasn't a future possibility, it was secured in that moment. And that freedom still applies to you today. So don't let guilt steal your joy. Don't let the enemy use your past to silence your future. I died not to make you religious, but to make you whole. To walk with you. To show you what it means to live fully alive, even in a broken world. You were not saved so you could survive, you were saved so you could shine. So you could reflect me in the places that feel forgotten. So you could love the ones who feel unloved. So you could bring peace where there is only noise. And yes, that starts with allowing my peace to reign in you. Breathe, my child. You're trying so hard. You've been faithful in the little things. You've kept going when no one saw. You've fought battles behind the scenes. And though the world may not applaud, heaven has not missed a single act of obedience. Your unseen faithfulness is a fragrance that rises before me. Your tears are sacred. Your worship in weakness is a song I treasure. This is what pleases my heart, not how impressive you appear to others, but how you cling to me when no one else sees. Keep clinging. I'm not letting go. Let me speak to the calling I've placed on your life. It's bigger than you imagine, but it doesn't require you to be someone you're not. I didn't make a mistake when I chose you. I knew your personality. Your temperament. Your flaws. Your history. And still, I said, this one is mine. I will pour my spirit upon them. So stop shrinking. Stop waiting to be ready. I don't call the ready, I ready the called. And you, my child, are called. You carry light. You carry healing. You carry me. You don't need a platform to be powerful in my kingdom. You just need presence, my presence. A surrendered heart is more influential than the loudest voice without love. Do not underestimate what I can do through your quiet yes. Through your simple obedience. through your whispered prayers in the night. Revival doesn't always come in fire, it often comes in slow embers, burning steadily in a heart that says, I'm yours. You've prayed for miracles, and I've heard every word. But sometimes, the miracle is not just in what changes around you, it's in what changes within you. The strength to forgive. The courage to begin again. The grace to keep loving. These are miracles too. Don't miss them while waiting for thunder. Sometimes, I come in the still, small voice. The gentle whisper that says, you are not alone. And you aren't. I am with you, in the mess, in the mundane, in the moments no one else celebrates. I walk with you through every valley. I rejoice with you on every mountaintop. And I carry you when you no longer have the strength to take the next step. That's what a father does. That's who I am. Let go of the lie that says you have to figure everything out. Let go of the burden to be strong all the time. Let me be your strength. Let me be your guide. One step at a time, one breath at a time. I will lead you. Not with force, but with love. Not with pressure, but with presence. You don't have to rush. You don't have to prove anything. You just have to stay close. My sheep hear my voice, and they follow me. And you, my precious one, are already hearing. You are already following, imperfectly, maybe, but faithfully. And that is enough. And now, my beloved child, take a moment to reflect, not just with your mind, but with your soul. You've heard my voice through the quiet, through the comfort, through the weight of truth spoken in love. And what I want you to remember most is this: I am not distant. I am not waiting for perfection. I am not testing you to see if you will fail. I am walking with you every single day, even when you cannot feel me. I'm present in the silence. I'm active in your stillness. I am speaking, even when your ears have grown weary. So pause. Breathe. Return to me again and again, not out of duty, but out of desire. The more you know me, the more you'll trust me. The more you trust me, the more you'll walk in peace. You don't need a new life to start over. You just need a new surrender. Each morning is a new mercy. Each step is a new chance to choose love. When you're tempted to respond in anger, choose grace. When you're overwhelmed by anxiety, speak my promises. When the world pushes you to compete, choose compassion instead. Let my words guide your conversations, let my heart soften your reactions. I'm not asking you to be perfect. I'm asking you to let my spirit shape you daily, gently, purposefully. In the ordinary details of your day, in the grocery store, in traffic, during conversations with your children or coworkers, remember that you carry my presence. You don't need a grand stage to live out my calling. You need a surrendered heart in the little things. That's where the kingdom is revealed, in kindness given without expectation, in forgiveness offered when it's not deserved, in faith kept alive in silence. So live intentionally. Pause before you speak. Pray before you decide. Love when it's hard. And when you feel too weak to keep going, whisper my name. I will respond. I always do. Here is what I, Jesus, want to leave with you today. Let your life become a quiet sanctuary where peace dwells, mercy flows, and grace is alive. Do not be afraid of tomorrow, I will meet you there. Do not hold on to shame, I already paid for it. Do not chase validation, I have called you worthy. Live loved. Live light. Live surrendered. And remember, I am with you, not just now, but always. Let us pray together. Jesus, thank you for speaking so gently and clearly to my heart. Thank you for reminding me that I am loved, that I am not alone, and that my story is still unfolding in your hands. Teach me to surrender daily, to trust deeply, and to love like you. Let your spirit guide me in every choice, comfort me in every storm, and shape me into the person you created me to be. I open my heart to your will, and I welcome your peace into my daily life. In your holy name, I pray. Amen. My dear friend, if this message touched your heart, I invite you to respond in faith, like this video to let others know they are not alone. Comment below and share what lesson spoke to you the most. Your words might be the comfort someone else needs today. And don't forget to watch this video again whenever you need to hear the voice of peace. Jesus has never left you, and he never will. You are his beloved. Always.